Good morning. I'm Tom Barron with Barron's Property Managers. Have any of you ever been curious why certain people in certain organizations do the things they do? I've always been fascinated by the leaders in companies that have the capacity to inspire action in others. For example, why is Apple so innovating year after year after year? More innovating than all of their competitors, and yet they're just a computer company like everyone else. They have the same access to talent, to media, consultants, funding, publication, the same as everyone else. So why do they have something different? And why did Martin Luther King lead the civil rights movement? He wasn't the only person who suffered in pre-civil rights America, and he certainly wasn't the only great orator of the day. So why him? And why is it the Wright brothers achieved controlled powered manned flight when there were certainly other teams better qualified and better funded, yet they didn't achieve controlled powered manned flight, and the Wright brothers beat them to it? Well, there's something else at play here that's profoundly changed our views in the way our company operates in the world. As it turns out, there's a pattern here. All the great inspired leaders in organizations think, act, and communicate exactly the same way, and it's completely opposite of everyone else. About 4 or 5 years ago, Simon Sinek made a discovery, and it's probably the world's simplest idea. It's called the Golden Circle. And this will explain why certain people in certain organizations have the ability to inspire action and others don't. Now here's the Golden Circle. It's what, how, and why. And let me define the terms. Every person and organization in the world knows what they do. 100% know what product or service they provide. Some people in organizations know how they do it. And how can be a variety of things. It could be a specific website, a mission statement, a value proposition. But there's very, very few people in organizations that know why they're in business. And it's not to make a profit. A profit's a result. It's always a result. Your why is what's your cause, what's your purpose, what's your belief? Why do you and your organization even exist? Why did you get out of bed this morning? And more importantly, why should anyone care? Well, as a result of this, we think, act, and communicate from the outside in because it's easiest for us. We go from the clearest to the fuzziest. Everybody, 100% of the people know what. Some know how, but very few people know why. So it's easiest for us to articulate our message to our end-use customers from the outside in. But as it turns out, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all of the great inspired leaders and organizations in the world think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Completely opposite of everyone else. They start with why, not what. They start with why. And let me give you some examples. And I use Apple because it's easy to understand and everyone gets it. But if Apple were like everyone else and they use this outside-in methodology, when they introduced the first iPhone in 2007, their marketing message may have gone something like this. Good morning. At Apple, we make great products. Today, we're excited and enthused to introduce our new iPhone to you. Our new iPhone is beautifully designed, easy to use, and user-friendly. Do you want to buy one? I don't know, you might, but it's not a real inspiring message. But you can use any company or organization in this outside-in methodology. It could be a car company. You know, this is our new 2015 car. It gets great gas mileage. It has leather seats, has a Bose surround sound system. Buy our car. It might be a group of lawyers. This is our new attorney firm. We have beautiful offices, a great staff, and great clients. Do business with us. Could be a realtor going out on a listing appointment. Now, this is our real estate company. We have a terrific website. We have first page web appearances on all the Google keywords. You know, we have a great staff, a nice office. List your house with me. But what Apple actually did when they introduced the iPhone in 2007 went something like this. Good morning. Today we believe we are reinventing the phone. We believe our new iPhone will become an essential part of each and every one of your lives. Our new iPhone is beautifully designed, easy to use, and user-friendly. At Apple, we just happen to make great products. Do you want to buy one? Totally different message. It even felt different when you say it. But when you think about it, all they did was reverse the order of information. They started with why, not what. Why? Why? We believe we are reinventing the phone. We believe our new iPhone will become an essential part of each and every one of your lives. How? How? It's beautifully designed, easy to use, and user-friendly. And what? What? We're Apple. We make great products. Do you want to buy one? All they did was reverse the order of information. They started with why. You see, the goal is not to do business with everyone who needs what you have. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe. And what you do is proof of what you believe. Most people don't know about Samuel Pierpont Langley. But back in the early 20th century, the pursuit of controlled powered manned flight was the dot-com of the era. Everyone was trying to do it. More importantly, everyone was trying to be the first. Well, Samuel Pierpont Langley had what we all assume to be the recipe for success. Even today, if you ask someone why their organization failed, it's always the same three answers, always. Undercapitalized, wrong people, and poor market conditions. Well, Langley had all of these going for him. The War Department gave him $50,000. Now remember, this is 1903. $50,000 to help him figure out this flying machine. He worked at the Smithsonian and held a seat on the board at Harvard, so he had access to the most brilliant, brightest minds in the world to work on his team. The New York Times followed him everywhere. Everyone was rooting for Langley. Well, then why is it most people haven't heard of Samuel Pierpont Langley? Well, several hundred miles away in Dayton, Ohio, the Wright brothers and their team were trying to accomplish the same thing. Except they had none of the above. They had no money. The only revenue stream they had was coming from their bicycle shop. No one on their team, including Orville and Wilbur, had a college education, and the New York Times followed them nowhere. But they believed, they truly believed, they could change the world if they could figure out this controlled powered manned flight. And they gave their blood, their sweat, their tears to accomplish this. There were stories told that they packed up 5 sets of parts every time they went out because they crashed 5 times before supper. You see, Langley was in it for the power, the money, the glory, the fame. He formed a dream team and promised them riches. The Wright brothers believed they could change the world. And eventually, on December 17th, 1903, the Wright brothers took flight. And the sad part of this story is on that day, Samuel Pierpont Langley quit. He literally vanished off the face of the earth and became a recluse the rest of his life. When he could have said, guys, what a tremendous accomplishment. I've got some financial backing, I've got some brilliant minds. We could really team our efforts together and move this thing forward. But he didn't. He just quit, and he quit because he wasn't number one. In the summer of 1963, 250,000 people showed up on the Mall in Washington, D.C. to hear Dr. King speak. Now, there was no invitation sent. There was no emails or websites for any type of follow-up information, weather reports, anything like that. So how do you do that? How do you do that in 1963? We've already discussed that Martin Luther King wasn't the only person who suffered in pre-civil rights America, and he certainly wasn't the only great orator of the day. But he had a gift. He didn't go around telling people what needed to be changed. He told people what he believed. He told people, I believe, I believe, I believe is what he told people. And some of those people who believed what he believed told other people what they believed. And some of those people formed structures to get the word out. And lo and behold, on exactly the same day, exactly the same time, 250,000 people showed up to hear Dr. King speak. How many of those people do you think showed up for him? None. Zero. They showed up for themselves. They showed up because they believed what he believed. And by the way, on that day, he delivered the I have a dream speech, not I have a plan. See, some of these corporate CEOs and politicians and their 12-point comprehensive plans, I don't think they inspire anyone. For you see, there's leaders and there's those who lead. Leaders hold a position of power and authority. Those who lead inspire us. And we follow those who lead not because we have to, it's because we want to. And it's not for them, it's for ourselves. And it's those people and organizations that start with why that have the ability to inspire action in others.